Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back. I wanted to go ahead and start getting back into the groove of uploading because I haven't uploaded in months. I haven't streamed in months, and I decided now is probably a pretty good time during the quarantine to go ahead and get back into the groove of things. So I joined the Call of Duty Zombies group on Facebook, and I started asking them some questions regarding wonder weapons, my tier list, what their thoughts were. So I want to go ahead and share my tier list in this video. So I want to pop it up on the screen right now. As you can see, that's how I have everything arranged. A lot of people were upset with Origins, Die Rise, and Transit, and we'll get into those comments in a second. And with that being said, let's get into our first comment. What the fuck is the Tortured Path? Never heard of that one, and I don't even blame this guy because, in my opinion, World War II didn't do anything to get the attention of the audience. That might just be me, but I think Fortnite was just taking over at that time. They underestimated Fortnite's ability to take over, and they just didn't develop a story that people would care about. They didn't develop maps that people would care about. Even though some of them aren't bad, they just aren't attention grabbing. They aren't as crazy as the Treyarch maps that we all know and love. They aren't even, in my opinion, as good as the Infinite Warfare Zombies maps, which are higher up on my list. And I just feel like those maps did such a better job of what World War II wanted to do, but failed to execute, in my opinion. So that's why it's at the bottom of my list. Our next comment reads, finally, an objective tier list from someone who's actually played every map. Nice job. Not sure if you're right with Shaolin Shuffle and Attack of the Radioactive Thing, though. They were fairly solid, if not good maps. And I do believe that they were pretty good maps for the most part. With Attack of the Radioactive Thing, I just think that Elvira was the best thing in that map, whether it was her quotes or just, you know, having her come out and kill zombies with you. I personally just enjoyed that feature more in the map than anything else. I think the goo around the map is a little bit annoying, but like it's nothing crazy, which is why it's not lower than it is. But the map itself, it was kind of just a rinse and repeat for Infinite Warfare by this point. I kind of just got sick and tired of the formula. With Shaolin, though, I'm going to bump it up to the solid level just because it deserves to be there. As a map, Shaolin was actually pretty solid for a map in the city. It wasn't Shadows of Evil, but it was pretty good for what Infinite Warfare was going for, even though I do believe that they could definitely have done better. I think what they did was perfectly fine, and it was a pretty solid map overall if you don't look at the Easter egg. Because if you look at the Easter egg, it's not for casual players. You have to be looking at tutorials nonstop to know how to do that thing. So we're going to bump it up to solid, but nothing higher. Alright, now get a load of this comment. Since we are on the subject, Voyage is the most bland, uninspired map of all time. At least Transit has some character. My problem with this comment isn't even the Transit part, it's saying that Voyage is uninspired. And I can see a little bit of where he's coming from with this comment, but it is very much inspired by the Titanic. And my problem with the map is that it didn't utilize any of those components. We initially were all thinking, hey, the boss fight and like the whole Easter egg as a whole, it's gonna have to go ahead and be within a time limit before the boat sinks. And that would have been cool, but no, you're frozen in time. You have to change some clocks, you have to go ahead and align the planets, you gotta fight a giant eyeball. It's not what it could have been. And you look at a map like Blood of the Dead, which is on the same level as Voyage for my tier list, but you look at it, and when you look at the step where the zombie ghost is playing the banjo, and it's an Easter egg to Al Capone playing the banjo in Alcatraz because he was allowed to do it, and he had some Sunday concerts for the inmates there, and it's a really cool little Easter egg that they included that has to do something with the actual Easter egg, and it's an actual step. And then you look at something like Voyage, where there could have been a band playing on the boat the entire time, similar to in 9, where you have the people in the crowd playing the drums. Imagine if we had the Titanic band just playing that tune right before the boat sinks, but we can't because we're frozen in time. It was just a lot of missed opportunities in my opinion, and I wish they would have done more. But with that being said, let's get on to our next comment. Now, our next 3 comments are pretty much all the same. Die Rise was my favorite. Die Rise and Transit were so much fun. Die Rise and Transit deserve to be up higher on this list, and I don't think they do. I think they're okay maps. I would play them if I have friends on and they want to play it, but personally solo, I just would not play these games. I'd rather play Shangri-La and Nuketown, which is why those maps are higher than these ones. I'm just thinking about this tier list as which maps would I play over which ones. Would I play Zombies in Spaceland over a map like Die Rise or Transit? I probably would, because the wonder weapons are fun to use. There's not a million parts in the map that you gotta collect. And even though there's not something like the bank where you can just take out as much money and get as much points and get set up as soon as possible, I find Spaceland a more enjoyable map. I find Shangri-La a more enjoyable map. And I don't know what it is about those maps compared to Die Rise and Transit, but that's just personally how I feel about those two maps. Again, this is a personal tier list, so if you guys feel different, put it in the comment section down below and we can discuss it down there. Our next two comments are about Nuketown, and the first one says Nuketown should be higher in my opinion. And I put back to this guy, I was like, don't get it wrong, it's fun if you have a squad, but for me, I just wish there was more. And that's something that I still stand to. I believe that Nuketown could have been better, but it's just really annoying in my opinion. And you have to really rely on RNG to get the better perks at the beginning, or else you're not even going to make it to when the other perks are going to drop out of the sky. It's so annoying in my opinion. I think Alpha Omega did a better job of the Nuketown map than the Nuketown map initially did. With the whole Easter egg, it's challenging at certain times, but it's also fairly easy if you know what you're doing. Same thing with the boss fight in Alpha Omega. I think it, once again, it just adds on top of that Nuketown map, and it gives us a pretty great, unforgettable map. Next comment seems a little hostile. Oscar says, nuke it, I shake my head. People say maps are ass because they can't survive on them. I responded back, I was like, Oscar, there's just not a lot to do in my opinion. And I still stand by that. I think Nuketown is very bare bones and there's just not a lot to do. And the best part about the Zombies tier list is that we are comparing every map. You cannot compare Nuketown to a map like Go Rod or Rise and Drac or Origins, because all those maps have so many more things to offer that provide a better gaming experience, as opposed to Nuketown, which is more, in my opinion, just a beginner's map, or a map that you can just go to and have fun with your friends. That's how I view it. I know not everybody views it as that type of map, but that's personally how I view it, and that's the beauty of my tier list, is that that's why that's down there.
So you might have to excuse me, if I couldn't give a fuck. If I couldn't give a damn. If I couldn't give a...
And our last comment. You knew it was coming. You knew it was gonna be in this video at some point. Kamikaze saying Origins, bro. What the heck? Origins should be in the top.
What the fuck?
And so I went back and I played Origins, and I had to make sure that I did not make a mistake by not putting it on the S tier level. And after replaying the map, redoing the Easter egg with the boys, and after getting to round 100 on Origins, I have decided that Kamikaze, you are absolutely right. It is an S tier map. I don't know what the hell I was thinking by not putting it on the top with the Rise and Drac, and I don't know what I was thinking, my guy, but you are absolutely right. It is an S tier map. So we made a mistake, but it's all good. It's all good. We fixed it. We realized it, and we fixed the mistake. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think about my zombie tier list down in the comment section below. Go ahead, share your zombie tier list. We'll talk about it for like the 5 viewers that I might get on this video. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.